trying to see if this will work. I've done this a couple times and it didn't work. So we're just gonna hope for the best. So I was supposed to come out on Wednesday yesterday and do my live, but sometimes, you know, things happen and it just doesn't get to it. So I'm sorry about that. So I'm just gonna try to come in on Thursdays and maybe Friday nights, we'll see. But tonight, this morning, I made this surfboard, oops, with like these flowers on it. And I'm gonna try it again, only this time I'm gonna try it with these colors. So it's all DecoArt. I have titanium white, I have Mermaid Tail, I have a Teal Mint, and then I have, this is Desert Turquoise. And so I'm gonna try these and see if I could get it the same kind of cool painting I did this morning with these colors. So what I have here is a surfboard. It's a wooden surfboard that I've sanded it down and stained. And so we're just gonna try it out and see if it works or not. So let me just see if I can pull this up on my other phone. I don't know if I'll see the comments, so I might have to reply to those afterwards. I haven't done a live on YouTube in like a very long time. Probably over a year. So unfortunately, that's kind of where I'm at with that. So let's see here. Just gonna see if I can pull it up here. Maybe not. Okay, well, if there's any comments, I apologize if I don't respond to you. I will just respond afterwards. But anyway, I have a palette sheet right here for my paints. I have some water. I have an apron on. I have just like a, I think this is a 3/4 inch brush from DecoArt. And let's just get started. All right, I'm gonna sit down. I do have some paper towels with me as well, because you definitely need some paper towels to suck up the water. I try not to use a lot of water, honestly, unless you absolutely need it, which for this one you don't really need. So let me just turn that off. All right, so I just want to make sure you can see things here. I'm just gonna pour paint. You need lots of white. And I'm just gonna shake these up. You always need to try to shake up the DecoArt paints. Sometimes they are a little gooey. And then Mermaid Tail is one of my favorite teals. It's like a dark teal. So pretty. So pretty. And then this is Teal Mint, which is like a lighter teal color. And then, all right, I'm just gonna take those over here, somewhere else, so that I can make sure that you guys can see the surfboard. All right, let me stand up for a second here. So let's see if I can turn it that way. There we go. All right. So I'm gonna do the similar flowers like this, only we're gonna do it with these colors instead. So it's really pretty easy, and you just kind of have to have fun with it, really. It's just a bunch of squiggly lines, really. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put, I didn't get my brush wet, it's dry. So I'm just gonna put half of my brush in the white. And then let's see, let's start with Teal Mint. And the other side of my brush is gonna be in the Teal Mint. So one side, the other side. So we're trying to make this kind of effect here. And then I'm just gonna start here at the bottom. Make sure you can see that, hopefully. All right, so really all you do is I'm holding my brush at a horizontal, kind of maybe 45-degree angle. And you just are gonna be doing this squiggle line. Up and down and squiggle, squiggle, squiggle. You know, squiggle. And then I'm just gonna keep getting more paint on my brush. Squiggle. And that's pretty much how you make those flowers. Really easy. And I'm pretty much barely just touching the surfboard. I'm just barely touching it, but I'm just making these little squiggles, and it is gonna blend a little bit, which is fine. And so this is what I'm doing. I'm just going in here like this so that there's just two colors on my brush. And again, kind of maybe a 45-degree angle, and just kind of brushing it on there, just a bunch of wiggles. And then that's pretty much it. And then you just do that with all the different colors that you like. So earlier this morning I did purple, pink, and like a magenta. And tonight I wanted to try the other colors, the teals, which are my favorite colors and part of my logo colors. Just kind of doing the sides here. And then you can also go up and down the other direction. So put this in here like that. And I can go from the bottom, kind of make this kind of zigzag. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. That's the official word too, wiggle. And we're just gonna go like that. And just up and down. And that's how the secret to this looks so hard when I was trying to figure out how to do it. Somebody was doing similar squiggles, wiggles on Instagram, and I was like, gosh, I wonder how they do that. And I just kind of one day just thought, well, I'm just gonna try it out myself, see if I could figure it out. And here we are, figured it out. It's just a bunch of little squiggly lines. And then that color is done. I'm gonna rinse out my brush. So I'm trying to see if I can see comments, but it's hard because my phone is higher up. So again, I'll try to figure this out, how to see your comments and figure all this out. But the second color I'm going to try is going to be this blue color, this desert turquoise, which is over here. So again, I'm just getting white on one side of my brush and desert turquoise on the other. We're trying to make this two-tone color here. And I'm just going to go right over the top of this one. So let's see, I'll start kind of up here. Let me see if I can push it down a little bit here. There we go. And again, just wiggle, 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 wiggle. We can go up and down, up and down. Kind of like, almost like the Richter scale. Kind of similar. Kind of up and down. You know, like when an earthquake happens. Up and down. Or like maybe lie detector test. I don't know. Anything that squiggles is fine. Alright, so I'm just going to do this. It's just fun to be squiggling. I just invented my own word, squiggling. There we go. And then you just have to keep going on with the white because sometimes, as you can see, the color isn't as dark as this one. I mean, it's dark, but I just need to add more white so there's more of a contrast. And I'm just going wiggle, 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 wiggle. So anyway, yeah, this is my first live in over a year, so if I'm a little rusty, I'm sorry. But I'm going to try to do more lives here on YouTube because Facebook just recently, they didn't stop doing their lives, but they won't keep your lives anymore. After 30 days, they just delete them. And so, like, I kind of haven't been on Facebook that much. I like Instagram and TikTok and YouTube kind of more than I like Facebook right now. So I haven't been doing my lives, and I've had other stuff going on, and so I just haven't been doing them. But I'm like, well, you know what? I should try to go back to YouTube. And that's why I'm on right now. I think Thursday nights, honestly, are going to be better nights for me than Wednesday. I thought originally I was going to try to do Wednesday, but I think, because typically, right now anyway, my days off are Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which could change, but for right now, like tomorrow, I don't have to get up early and go to work, so I can just play all night long with painting kind of thing. So there's those squiggles right there. I'm gonna rinse out my brush and go back to the Teal Mint. So I can kind of cover it up a little bit. I probably should have went down this way, but I'm going the other way. Opposite way, I guess. So I'm gonna get my brush in that white, go back to that Teal Mint, just kind of go a little bit more squiggles. Squiggle, squiggle. There we go. But yeah, when it dries, it's pretty neat how it looks like that. There's like a really neat effect. So, anywho's, well, let me know how you guys are doing. I know that I can't see the chat right now, but just in general, I'd like to see how people are doing in life over the past year. Let's see here. I mean, I've been on YouTube for many years, but for my art side of me, I haven't done it in a while, and I guess I'm trying to get back on that horse. All right, so I'm gonna do the mermaid tail with the white, and this time, instead of going across, I'm just gonna do like a little section. So I'm just gonna start right here and go up, and see, isn't that a pretty color? Pretty color that is. That mermaid teal. Such a pretty teal color. Kind of reminds me of almost like a phthalo green. In a way, it's like the craft version of phthalo green, which is one of my favorite. You can do a little blending, and all I'm doing is squiggling my brush up and down, that's it. I love to like watch people's videos and kind of debunk on how they're doing it, instead of like thinking, oh, I can't do that, that looks too hard. Instead of thinking that way, I think, how can I do that? How can I figure out the secret behind it? It like makes me intrigued and makes me want to, like, sometimes I'll ask people, how did you do that? And half the time people don't like even comment back to me. And so I just kind of figure it out on my own, which is like, honestly, so much fun. So much fun to experiment. All right, and so, see, isn't that super pretty? I'm gonna try to like turn this up a little, maybe on the other side, or let's see, I'm gonna do it up here. Different sections here. So I'm just gonna get my brush with two sides here. And then let me know if you're having troubles with Facebook too. I don't know, I was with Facebook for so long, and I'm not sure what's going on with Facebook. But that's why we're on YouTube. We're expressing ourselves through little zigzags. And I just love experimenting with different brushes, different paints, just different ideas. Because you just like never know. And again, I used to think, oh, that's too hard, can't do it, can't figure it out. And I'm like, no, I need to think about it like, you know what? They were able to do it, I can do it. Let's figure this out. And this one is squiggle, squiggle, squiggle. I don't want to get paint on this one. I'm going to move this one out of the way so I can. So it kind of looks like a wave in a way because of the color. But I really like, that's one of my favorite colors, is that Mermaid Tail by DecoArt. Okay, now we're going to go back to Teal Mint. Teal Mint. I just gotta make sure that you get all the water though out, So you don't want any water to go onto your wood. So I'm just gonna kind of go over here. Hopefully you guys can see that. And here we go. So I'm gonna kind of go up this way at an angle. Squiggle, 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 squiggle. This one's a pretty color. It's lighter. It's not as dramatic as the Mermaid Tail is, but still very pretty. But you just have to make sure you have enough white on your brush, otherwise it kind of blends together. And sometimes you want it to blend, but sometimes you don't want it to blend. You want there to be that extra contrast in between the two colors. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. I'm gonna get some more white real quick. Because sometimes your white will get contaminated and you just need like more pure white. Oh, just put my brush in the wrong side. But yeah, trying to, if you feel like there's other colors I should try, because earlier I did that purple, pink, and like light purple, pink. This time I'm doing the teals. So if you feel like there's other colors I should try, let me know, and I will. I love a challenge. I love to experiment. It's so much fun. So again, I'm just gonna, my hand's not up and down. It's like this. I'm just brushing the wood like this. I'm just making sure that I'm barely touching the surfboard, the wood. I am gonna just get my sides here before I forget there, but there we go. Now I'm gonna rinse out my brush, and I'm gonna get my desert turquoise, which is that blue color, but I'm gonna make sure that all the water is out of my brush because we don't want that in our wood. So we're gonna get white and we're gonna get blue on our brush here. And then we'll just kind of go maybe in between these two. But again, wiggle, 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 wiggle. That should be like a new song. Wiggle. I'm sure there is a wiggle song. Who knows? I'm sure I didn't think of that. But yeah, see, I'm just kind of going all over the place. I just need a little bit more of the blue. So there's a little bit more of a contrast. There we go. Has to be pretty stark contrast between the two. You can blend it a little bit, but I think it's cool looking when it has that stark contrast between the white and the other color. But I have been experimenting with 3D art, which has been so much fun. I've just loved it and enjoyed it. And next week, I'll try to do some 3D art with you guys to show you how fun and exciting it can really be, because it's fun. All right. I'm gonna do a little bit more teal mint kind of right here, maybe. And I'm just gonna rinse out my brush, make sure all that water is out. And then get my white and my teal mint. And then we'll do a little bit over here. Just get my sides here, but laying down that color. Can't believe it's already April, guys. It's almost like Easter, which is so weird. So weird. Easter's just right around the corner. Let me know what you guys are doing for Easter. I have no idea yet, honestly. So I can't help you there. I wanted to do maybe like a Easter egg painting, but I'm still thinking about it, and I keep telling myself I gotta hurry up because it's like this month, I think. It's coming up. Because I keep thinking, oh no, Mother's Day, but Mother's Day is in May. And so I'm like, oh, well, I think Easter's this month. Yeah, it is. It's like at the very end of April. There we go. Some different squiggly squiggles. So I'm gonna rinse out my brush, and then I am just gonna get a little bit of that desert turquoise, that blue with that white. Just a little bit to kind of go over, because I should have went this way down, but I wasn't really thinking about it too much. I feel like if I overthink about things, then I either won't do it, or like I'll just overthink it to a point where I just won't do it, or I'll make something different than what I was thinking, or you know, etc. If I think about things too much, I'm like, oh, what if someone doesn't like this? Well, you know what? I don't care. I like it. And I think other people like it. That's what I think. So let's see here. I'm gonna do, let's see. I'm actually gonna do more of the mermaid tail because I only did that in 2 different parts in here. So I'm just gonna do a bigger section. Bigger section here. So I'll do it up here. Hopefully you guys can see that, yeah. So again, I'm just gonna go up and over, squiggle. And then on this side, I really like this color, one of my faves. And then again, all I'm doing is half of my brush is in white, half of the brush is in the other color. And we're just squiggling away. And that is what's happening there. And then we're just gonna do a little extra chunk right here of that turquoise with that desert turquoise here. And we'll just kind of do it right here, like that. Just kind of different angles. This blue turquoise is a little bit more, not more on the transparent side, so it's not as dark as that blue mermaid's tail, which is very vibrant. So it's taking a little extra. I just have to keep dabbing away. Dab, dab, dab. Dab, dab. Dab, dab, dab. All right, I'm gonna do a little bit more of the teal mint right here, and I'm just gonna fix this color, and then we're gonna be done. And look how quick that was. Super quick, fun and easy project. You can do with your kids or your friends or whomever. By yourself is fine too if you just wanna relax and just do some squiggles. Squiggle, squiggle, squiggle. So I need a little bit more white there because there's too much of that other color. I need a little bit more of a contrast there. But there we go. I'm just gonna fix it one more time with that mermaid tail. So it's a really quick activity if you do it on a smaller surface. And then if you can kind of see, I didn't quite cover it all like I did before with the other one where you could still see through the wood, and I think I like that better. So I'm just doing the mermaid tail, and I'm just gonna go a little bit over this blue here. Just do a little bit my area here again. And that's it, my friends. So hopefully you can do some squiggles too and post them in comments below. But otherwise, I hope everyone has a great night, and I'll see you next week, probably on Friday, for another tutorial. Take care. Maybe. Let's see. There we go.